Hi everyone! You may have read it in the news that CPF recently announced some changes to its policy. I'm sure we all want to know how it will impact us. Previously, I highlighted 4 scenarios which I considered as the key policy risks regarding CPF. They are the extension of withdrawal age, lowering of interest rates, increasing FRS escalation rate, and a major revamp of CPF. You can click on the link above to watch my analysis on CPF policy risks. The good news with the recent announced changes is that there's no cause for concern about the risks shared in the video. In other words, the fundamentals are still intact. In fact, in my opinion, the recent changes have made it more attractive for members to achieve FRS and BHS in their SA and MA accounts respectively. I will explain what are the key changes, how you can benefit from it, and also illustrate with some examples to help you understand better. Remember to click the like and subscribe button if you find my content useful because I will be uploading weekly videos in my channel. From 1st Jan 2022, the maximum tax relief for top-ups to yourself and your loved ones will be increased to $8,000 per year, respectively. This cap in tax relief will be applicable for top-ups to special, retirement, and Medisave accounts. We can top up our own or our loved one's SA or RA account via the Retirement Sum Topping Up Scheme, called RSTU in short. And we can top up MA account via Voluntary Contribution to Medisave account or VCMA in short. Before the change, the tax relief is capped at $7,000 each for top-ups to self and loved ones for RSTU only, while the tax relief for VCMA is calculated separately, which I will touch on in the next point. In short, the new changes increase the maximum tax relief for top-ups to $8,000 and now includes top-ups to MA via voluntary contributions. This is good news for those who are looking to achieve FRS in SA as early as possible, and as a bonus, reduce your payable tax. Next, let's look at the changes for voluntary contributions to Medisave account. Currently, the maximum amount that we can top up to our MA via voluntary contribution for a given year is based on the lower of 2 limits. The first limit is the difference between the current year basic healthcare sum BHS and your current MA balance. The second limit is CPF's annual limit, which includes mandatory and voluntary contributions, which is currently at $37,740. For example, in 2021, the prevailing BHS is $63,000 and you have $50,000 in your MA. Based on the first limit, you can top up the balance of $13,000 to your MA. However, you have to consider the annual limit as well. If your mandatory contributions, which is made up of your regular contributions from salary and bonuses, is $30,000 in 2021, the max you can top up to your MA will be $37,740 minus $30,000, which is $7,740. Therefore, the final amount that you can top up to MA in 2021 will be the lower amount of the two, which will be $7,740. As you can see, the problem with the second limit is that it is very difficult to estimate the exact amount that we can top up as salary and bonus can vary, and known only at the end of each year. Since it is better to top up early in the year than later, to earn more interest, we may top up less than what we actually can or end up topping up more, which CPF will refund the excess the following year. This creates a lot of administrative work for CPF and also frustration for members who are trying to maximize their MA. Effective from 1st Jan 2022, there is no longer a need to consider the CPF annual limit during top-ups to Medisave. The amount which members can top up to Medisave will just be the difference between their basic healthcare sum BHS and their current Medisave balances. I welcome this simplification as we can determine the amount to top up at the start of each year with certainty. However, remember the first point I shared, which is the maximum tax relief of $8,000 per year will also include top-ups to MA. Watch to the end of the video as I illustrate with more examples. Another change on 1st Jan 2022 is that givers will benefit from tax relief when topping up their loved one's Medisave account. Currently, the recipient receives the tax relief. If you are contributing to your parents' or children's MA, they will receive tax relief, which frankly doesn't make sense. Effective from 1st Jan 2022, givers will receive the tax relief instead. I hope you're still with me because I'm going to sum up the changes by using an example. Hopefully it will be clearer after that. As always, your support is important to keep my channel going. We'll appreciate if you can help click the like and subscribe button below. Let's look at this example to summarize the changes I've talked about. FRS will be 192K in 2022, and let's assume BHS will be 66K as it hasn't been announced at the time of this recording. Ken is below 55 years old. He has 150K in his SA and 50K in his MA. As his SA is below the prevailing FRS of 192K, he can top up the maximum of 42K to his SA via RSTU. And his MA is below the prevailing BHS of 66K. He can top up the maximum of 16K to his MA via voluntary contribution under the new rules. Under current rules, this could only be possible if it is within the annual limit. Let's do a comparison between current rules and new rules effective from 1st Jan 2022. For illustration, if Ken chooses to top up to the maximum of 42K and 16K to his SA and MA, his total top-ups to his own SA and MA will be 58K. Under current rules, he is eligible for 23K tax relief, which comprises of maximum 7K from RSTU and 16K for VCMA top-ups. Under the new rule effective from 2022, he will only be eligible for 8K of tax relief as the maximum relief is $8,000 combining both RSTU and VCMA top-ups. Besides topping up to his own SA and MA, Ken also tops up $5,000 and $3,000 to his parents' SA and MA respectively. I'm also assuming his parents have retired and therefore have an income of less than $4,000 per year. The total top-ups for his loved ones will be $8,000. Under current rules, he will only be eligible for $5,000 tax relief for RSTU as his parents, who is the recipient, will be eligible for tax relief for $3,000 top-up to the MA. However, under the new rules, he will be eligible for $8,000 tax relief for doing VCMA top-ups. Despite how the figures look in this simple comparison, the amount shown under the current rules is not very realistic as it is very unlikely to top up 16K to our MA without hitting the annual limit. It is only possible if you are not working or in cases where the year's income happens to be quite low. There are some things which you can do depending on your situation. For example, if you plan to top up MA for your loved ones, you may want to consider topping up next year to be eligible for tax relief. If you have not hit the annual limit and able to top up your MA, you can consider topping up this year for the tax relief since starting next year it will be shared with RSTU. I would like to conclude by sharing that I welcome these changes as CPF has simplified the rules for topping up MA and increased tax relief cap to $8,000. The reason for topping up your CPF SA and MA is to achieve FRS and BHS as soon as possible and let compounding take care of the rest. Remember to click the like and subscribe button below. Thanks for watching.